I'd like now to bring up Dr. Jaffer, and a man who really needs no introduction. Everyone knows him and knows of his great works. From Mombasa, East Africa, a doctor by trade, but a philanthropist, and much of what he has done in South Florida and around the world. In fact, he's building medical clinics in Africa, Kenya, and all over the world, in fact. And he has given lots of money and lots of time to many groups and nonprofits. And Dr. Mohsen Jaffer, please come on up.
Thank you, Gavin.
Absolutely.
Wow, what a dashing, debonair MC we had. Have a round of applause for our MC. Kevin, you look more handsome in person than on TV. Yeah, so much for your makeup artist. He was great, thank you. You really did a great job. Lee, no offense, okay? Okay. I'm a doctor, and I'm a doctor for older people. So as a geriatrician, I write a lot of death certificates. I know, Archbishop, you mentioned death. So I see death just about every day. But that makes you realize how short our lives are in reality. In the perspective of time, we have a short span on this earth. Most of us, we are born, get a career, make a living, have families, perhaps, and we die. But there are some, and we die. But there are some who at some point in their lives say, wait a minute, is this all? I must do something for my fellow human beings. And those people stand up and do great things. You have a woman who's only 5 foot tall. Every one woman and child in this world knows her. Who doesn't know Mother Teresa? She changed the world. She changed the perspective of charity. One single woman did that. Look at our country today, our founding fathers. A group of people who are ready to hang separately or hang together for one ideal. To unshackle and to shed the yoke of colonialism and imperialism and free this country. They took that risk. And they wrote a finest document we have seen, the Bill of Rights, our Constitution. Today it's the beacon of freedom for all over the world. I grew up in Kenya. I always looked at the American Constitution. And I said, wow, I would like to be that. And I'm so blessed that we and my family and you guys are all here. You know, with that, just think, they planted those seeds. And with that Bill of Rights, we even unshackled something we were doing terrible. We freed slavery. And we spread that word of freedom and justice all over the world. Today, we are the greatest democracy in the world. And we are spreading that word to every country we know. And that's because some people took the courage. I see around the room a lot of people who have done that and are continuing to do that. I beseech you, always remember, you have done well in life, you have to give back in some way. But charity is like perfume. You can't spread it without having a lot left on your hands. So let's talk about our guest. We have past honorees, and we really value you. Cosmos Committee has looked at all these people and said, wow, they have done something special. Today we had our keynote speaker, Archbishop Winsky. His life has been a legacy of service to mankind. By the way, thank you for bringing us a message that we are unity of mankind. Thank you. We are united. And as a doctor, I'll tell you, under the skin, we all bleed red, and we are all the same, really, no matter what class, color, creed, or race we come from. And I like the message you gave us from Pope Francis, that religion should not be the reason for conflict. Thank you. In the past, more people have died because of religion than any other reason. Hopefully, today, we will shed that, and hopefully, everybody will see the sense that we are one kind, one human race under God. And we are brothers and sisters. Let me talk about my friend Howard Simon. I know him for a long time. He looks very young, but his service days go back to the days of civil rights, that long, in the 60s. And then he's become the champion of civil liberties. Thank you, Howard. We heard about immigration. I look around the room. Believe you me, every one of you are immigrants or children of immigrants or great-great-grandchildren of immigrants. Even the American Indians, which we call natives, they also came from India, from Asia 10,000 years ago. Well, Cheryl Little, I think you like this. Thank God they didn't tell our pilgrim fathers that they are illegal aliens and get out. Yeah. We wouldn't have it a Thanksgiving holiday, right? Yeah. So thank you, Cheryl, for being the champion of immigration. That's the cornerstone of our success. I think America, we are learning now from Europe, has been great because we have embraced diversity and let people come in and make this country great. Thank you, America. And thank you, Cheryl Little, for fighting for all the immigrants. Journalists, thousands and thousands of journalists have died in a quest for what? To uncover the truth, to bring that truth and fight tyranny and oppression and bring it into the light of day. And a lot of have given their lives. In celebration for those journalists who gave their lives to bring the truth to the people, we salute them. And we have a great example in David Lawrence. I have read your Miami Herald for 40 years. Thank you. By the way, my children don't read Miami Herald. They are digital. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I still like my physical feel of a newspaper. But journalists have done a great job, and David, thank you for being the spearhead for what journalists do and representing this. And also the media people, okay? No offense, Calvin and Lee, okay? And channel 6 and 7. So thank you. Thank you. You make it 4, forgive me. You make a difference, okay? 7 was on the TV there, yes. But you see, it's important that we shed the light because absolute power corrupts absolutely. And there must be watchdogs. These journalists and the media people are our watchdogs who will let us know what's happening, what is good and bad. By the way, the day good news becomes the only news, we're in trouble. Okay? You must have, that means good news should be rare. Bad news should be rare, sorry. Now, I want to thank, I'm supposed to close, so you can all go home soon and have your Saturday night party still. I want to thank the volunteers. Thank you. Without you, this would not have happened. I want to thank the sponsors. I want to thank the well-wishers. And for you, having taken the trouble on this Saturday beautiful night, you know, you had a Super Bowl, now you've come here. Thank you for spending this first Saturday after Super Bowl. And I want the host committee to stand up, please. I want you to be recognized. You saw them on the picture there. The whole host committee, all of you, please stand up and be recognized. These are people who have given their time, effort, and energy. And out of them, especially a few of them, like Nidal, Faisal, Shabir, Shakir, and Irma, have given a lot more time than us, okay? So we also take credit, but they guys did the yeoman's work. Thank you very much. And the host committee insisted that I said the prayer. I said, look, I'm not the mullah type, you know. I'm not the imam type, you know. I'm just a simple practitioner. He said, no, you must do it. So, and I said, okay, what do you want me to say? They said Surah Asr. The surah are chapters in the Quran, the holy book of the Muslims. And chapter 103 is used a lot. Whenever Muslims meet, they end by saying Surah Al-Asr, the surah of time, the chapter of time. So, Imam, please forgive me if I make a mistake. So they asked me to say this surah. Why do we say this surah? Because it embodies, in my mind, everything you are doing, even if you're a secular person who doesn't believe in faith, but you have spirituality. And I see that in all of us there is spirituality, no matter what religion we practice. Especially the Abrahamic faiths have the similar code of conduct. But this surah goes like this. It starts with the opening, which is in most of the surahs, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of the Lord, most merciful, most kind. Allah, by the way, in Arabic, is Allah, it just means God. Okay, so even the Christian Bibles in Middle East, they say Allah. So don't think he's some moon god of Arabia. It just means God, okay? One of our 5-star generals say that, you know, so we must dispel that myth. Anyway, then it goes, it says, Wal Asr, Innal insana lafi kusri, illa allazina amanu wa amilu swalihat, wa tawasaw bil haq, wa tawasaw bis sabr. Now, what does this mean in English? I'll give you an explanation. It means, like I told you, the opening part, in the name of God, most merciful, most kind. Kindness has to be associated with Muslims. We don't see that too much in the media. They're doing bad things out there, but that's not us. I just want you to know that, okay? But it says, verily, mankind is in a loss. You're in a loss, all of you. Only if you believe in the goodness of mankind and what we can do and the goodness of the Creator and the goodness of our prophets of the past. Number two, those who do good. You must do good, otherwise you're in a loss. And number three, you must establish justice and fairness. If you don't do that, if you're not just because you are too powerful and you step on other people's toes, you made a mistake. I don't mean you, but we have made a mistake, okay? Yeah, he's a politician, so I can tell him that, right? So, he left, okay. So, and finally, that we must persevere in that path of making a difference to mankind. And that, to me, is a very important statement. You must not back down. You must not get discouraged in your quest of making a difference. You taking care of your children. Thank you for mentioning. You know, we don't take care of our children. This is the wealth of our nation. Children must be number one, and thank you for being spearheading that mission, David. But we must take care of our brothers and sisters, the unfortunate ones. Thank you for what you just mentioned. I know Pope Francis has made his call to take care of the unfortunate beings. Like a rabbi, you will call a good Jew a mensch. Christians will call him a good Samaritan. Muslims will call him a Mormon. We're all trying to be that, a good human being which makes a difference in society. We have been given this little time on earth to make a difference. Our prayer is, with this Surah Asr, that you all embody that mission to make a difference in lives of people around you, because this life will end. I'm telling you, no matter what. It's finite, it will end. But when you leave of this earth, you should feel satisfied that you made a difference. One soul or more, as many as possible. And thank you, and God bless you. And thank you for coming. And good night.
Mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check.